Have you ever wanted to play background music for a stream or podcast but don't have many copyright-free songs? Or maybe you don't want to waste bandwidth on using YouTube videos or Spotify? Well then, I've got just the app for you, StreamLooper. This app allows you to take a song, separate it into intro, middle, and outro sections, and generate an infinite loop. The middle section can even be split into multiple shorter sections that will be randomly played one after the other during the looping playback. So let's get into how to use this amazing tool and where to get it for now. First, let's look at how to use it. Once you have started it up, you'll see this interface. Simply click in the song file box to open the file selection window. From here, just navigate to and select the audio file for the song you want to play and click open. The song is now loaded and you will see this control panel at the bottom open up. Now you need to split the song into its parts. I will demonstrate first with the app in tempo mode, and we'll show you how to use the time mode after. You will need a basic understanding of music concepts to use this mode, as well as information about the song. First, input the tempo or beats per minute of the song. This demonstration song happens to be 60 beats per minute. Next, you will select the beats per measure or time signature of the song. This song has 4 beats per measure. Next, select the number of measures for both the intro and outro. In this case, 2 and 4 measures respectively. Now you get to decide. You can split the middle or loop section into up to 8 segments. To the right, you can see the number of measures in the loop section. In this case, there are 8 measures. Having written the song myself, I made distinct sections in 2 measure groups, so I will split it into 4 segments. From here, I'm going to make each segment 2 measures long. That part is decently self-explanatory, but then we have the weights column. This allows you to tell the randomizer how likely that segment is to play. If all have an equal number, they are all equally likely. If one section has a higher number, it will play more frequently, and so on. This is great for if one of the sections is a chorus and needs to be more frequent than the other sections that are verses. A nice feature of this is section skipping. Do you dislike one of the verses? Just set its number to 0. Now when looping, that section will not be played. This is also good if you have a song with a break in the middle or something and need to skip over it. Now that we have all the information put in, we can press play. This begins the playback with the intro to the song, then continues on to loop all of the defined sections randomly depending on the weights we have set. And it will continue to loop as long as you allow it. Now you have a few other controls down here. This is a full stop button. If you need to completely stop the music, press this and it will end the song wherever it is at. This is a pause button. Why am I telling you this? It pauses the music and allows you to press play to continue. This is the stop button. Pressing it will cue the outro to play at the end of the currently playing segment. This is the graceful way to end the song. This switch toggles on the fade out option. With this on, clicking the stop will fade the end of the outro to silence. This is great for when you need to start talking at the end of a louder song, or if you just like how it sounds. Then we have a toggle up here. Currently, we are in tempo mode. Let's change that to time. As you can see, the data section changes here. We have a lot less information we have to put in because we aren't using the tempo, beats, and measures. Instead, we just need to put in the time in milliseconds for the intro and outro, and the loops work the same, except using milliseconds instead of measures. This is great for those who have a little less knowledge in music, or for songs you don't know the tempo for, or that have changing tempos and beats per measure. Since it mostly works the same, I'm going to show you a nice feature of the loops. If you don't want to split the middle section into multiple segments, and just want to loop the whole thing over and over again, you can set the number of loops to 1, and make the length of the segment blank. This will tell the app to just use the whole middle as one big loop section instead of trying to break it up. This is great if you know the song will only be played a couple times, you don't know where the start of each section is, or you just don't need a bunch of variety to it. As before, all the controls are down at the bottom. This works well with OBS and also with Voicemeeter. It will automatically send the audio to whatever device you have set as the default, but I may add the ability to change the output device in a later update. You can use it like normal audio sources, or you can use the application audio source in OBS to capture just the app for better volume control. So how do you get it? Currently, this is only available from my Patreon. This is how I've chosen to release it during the beta testing phase to make back some money for the time and resources I've spent on this app. Once it is in full release, I will revisit the way it is distributed and monetized. You can check out my Patreon in the description. Once you have subscribed to one of the 2 tiers that give access to the beta, you will see a post with a file download. That is the installer. Currently, I do not have a working version for Mac or Linux users. I'm working on getting a Mac version going, and then we'll get Linux afterwards. If you're waiting for one of those versions, keep an eye out for an announcement video when those are ready. Thank you for taking the time to learn about this new piece of software. I did develop it myself, so I would appreciate the support in creating this. This is a tool that I had been looking for and couldn't find, so I decided to just create it for myself and make it available to other creators like me who would find use for it. With that, y'all have an awesome day.